Tonight, JBL has 3 challenges to his WWE Championship. One of them will win the belt. Won't he? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, the last episode of Season 5 of 10 years ago. Tonight we'll be covering Armageddon 2004, the last WWE pay-per-view of the year. It's December the 12th, 2004, and we are live at the Gwinnett Centre in beautiful Duluth, Georgia. No, I've never heard of Duluth, Georgia. Also never heard of the Gwinnett Centre. The arena itself has hosted Raws and Smackdowns. It'll host TNA's Bound for Glory in 2007. Like you care. There are 5,000 Georgians on hand, and on Sunday Night Heat, Akio, whatever, and Billy Kidman defeating Paul London and Chavo Guerrero. Nice to see that big push that I said that Billy Kidman deserved after No Mercy really kicked into... No, it didn't ever, did it? So, once more into the proverbial breach. Our opening contest, RVD and Rey Mysterio defeating Kenzo, Suzuki and Rene Dupree in a good match to retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. The babyfaces won the titles this past Thursday, and here's the rematch. Why not, eh? So the faces start off fast. They hit a move called the 420, and it's a 4 leg drop. So it's a double leg drop, if you want to call it that. It's called a 420 because there are 4 legs, and 20 is their combined shoe size, according to Michael Cole. He must think that WWE fans are the stupidest people in the world. We all know what 420 means. Come on. Rey plays face in peril until the faces can get a really nice double kick slash powerbomb combination. RVD with a spin kick off the apron, he does that. And then Rey plays face in peril as Kenzo Suzuki shows how goddamn evil he is by putting on a chin lock. Evil man. Tori Wilson comes out, chases off Hiroko, who is Kenzo's bird, isn't he? And into the back. Rey can't take advantage of this and continues to get beat. He really does stay with get an ass whopping. The crowd stay with him. He teases a tag to RVD and the fans are like, come on. But the heels are able to pull him back. He gets his ass handed to him for a long time, but I'll tell you this much, man. Stereo French ticklers by the heels is just too much for Rey Mysterio to bear. He hits a Hurricane Rana. He tags in RVD, who cleans house until we get a leg drop Rolling Thunder combination, which gets 2. Van Dam holds his own until we get a double 619. That's not them both doing 619s. That's a 619 on 2 opponents. And the 5-star Frog Splash gets the win at 17 minutes and 12 seconds. A long opener, this one, but it didn't ever feel long. I will give Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree a lot of credit for this one, because this one could have been rubbish, couldn't it? You've got 2 established stars in there and 2 guys, and the 2 heels, like I say, they held their own. Personally, I would have done the title change here instead of I would have had RVD and Rey Mysterio win a number one contendership match on the Smackdown and win the championships here. It makes it feel a bit more special, but hey, why not? Kenzo Suzuki's best match by a mile. Don't worry, he won't be in the Fed for much longer. And crowd stayed with him the whole time, so can't go wrong. Next, we will see tonight a boxing match between Daniel Puder and Mike Mizanin, I think is how you say his name. I'm sure it'll never amount to anything. Which means we get a terrible promo by Daniel Puder. And it's a paint by numbers promo is what I've got written here in my notes. What I mean by that is it's like he's been told to say, you're having a Dixie dogfight, which is what it's called. We'll get to that in a second. You're facing Mike Mizanin, and it's at Armageddon. Now go and do a promo that contains those 3 things. And he shouts those 3 things. And then as soon as he's got those bits out of the way, it's like he's deer in the headlights and he doesn't know what to say. Fucking hey. We'll talk about that. I'm sorry, I'm full of a cold. We'll talk about that match in a moment because Kurt Angle's music hits and out comes the Olympic hero, complete with 2 security guards who are holding his Olympic medal. So it's time, folks, for an Angle Invitational. These have been cropping up for a while now on SmackDown. Basically goes like this: Kurt Angle faces a local jobber. His gold medals are on the line, and this story is going to go and go and go and go until SummerSlam next year, I think it is, when he faces Eugene for the belt, the medals even. Anyway, tonight's local hometown hero over here in Georgia is, of course, Santa Claus, who lives in Georgia, clearly. And then, so you can probably imagine Kurt Angle defeating Santa in an Angle Invitational. Kurt rips on Santa, and get this right, the reason he's pissed off with Santa is because his little daughter writes to Santa Claus instead of him. So, that's fair enough. Actual match lasts 30 seconds, Angle slam, ankle lock, tappy, tappy, tappy. Can't really call it a match, just a vehicle to show how badass Kirk Angel really is. And of course, it's not the last time we'll see Kirk Angel tonight. So next, Daniel Puder defeating Wwe Mizanin in a terrible Dixie dogfight. So let's do some background here, shall we? Because I know that you're all itching for this one. Season 4 of Tough Enough was different to the previous 3 seasons because they'd all been shown on MTV. Season 4 of Tough Enough, though, different story altogether. This one is shown on SmackDown. All the skits that they do are shown on SmackDown. Difference number 2 is this, as well as receiving their year-long contract, they receive $1 million. I still reckon there's people out there who see people with $1 billion. Don't actually know what you're saying because they're so young. That's a scary world we live in, isn't it? Anyway, the competition's most famous moment is one week the guys had to do a squat thrust challenge. I'm not down on my fitness. I don't know what that means. The winner of this squat thrust competition is assumingly going to be absolutely knackered and gets to face off against Kurt Angle in a legitimate match, a real amateur wrestling match. The guy who wins is some bloke called Chris Narotsky. Angle batters him, including breaking one of his ribs, and then Angle, cocky as you like, goes to the rest of the competitors. Is there anyone else who'd like some? Just while we're here. And Daniel Puder steps up. He's got legitimate MMA experience. So he takes Angle down and locks on a Kimura. You know what that is. It's that one that Brock Lesnar does. When it's put on correctly, that is a dangerous, dangerous move. And Kurt Angle is put into a very sticky, prickly predicament here because he can't tap out. He cannot tap out to this rookie, can he? But one little problem, if he doesn't tap out in, say, the next 10 seconds, Puder will break his arm. This is a fact. So the officials at Gorilla are screaming at the referee, look, one of Puder's shoulders down, count to 3 right now. That's what happens. Even though the other shoulder's clearly off the mat, he can't count it down, and Angle wins the match. Angle is furious about being shown up by this fucking kid. Daniel Puder, of course, defends himself, saying, look, what have I done wrong? You challenged me to a match, and I got you in a position where I could beat you. What's wrong with that? You know. Anyway, these two, Daniel Puder and Wwe Mizanin, are the last 2. They have survived. They have beaten out guys such as Ryan Reeves, who will become Ryback, and Justice Smith, who won't. He becomes a gladiator from him, right? Some of the skits, check this shit out. They're one of the skits. So we've already done the squat thrust challenge, all right? We've done the Tori Wilson sex test. Guess what that involves? Oh yeah, banging Tori Wilson. Don't be fucking stupid. Every man would give their right testicle to do that, wouldn't they? Oh no, you're making out with Mae Young. If that's not bad enough, check the next week where they had to dress in drag and try and seduce Hardcore Holly. Because doesn't work. Because reasons. There's nothing that makes you go, well, that's the next superstar, clearly. Isn't it? Fuck's sake. We have arrived at this. We have reached our moment tonight. That's good timing. We have reached our moment. Ambulance. Is it an ambulance, though? Every vid. Ambulance actually is. I'm disappointed that no one's actually ever made a compilation vid of all the ambulance ones, because fuck doing it myself. Come on, I've got better things to do with my time. We have reached our moment. Come on, I was on a roll out and channeling me WrestleMania 3 Ricky Steamboat. We have arrived at the brawl to settle it all. It's a Dixie dogfight. Until Teddy Long comes out, I don't know what that means. It's 3 1-minute rounds, and it's a boxing match. Because Teddy Long comes out. And he cuts a bad promo. I mean, it's just no. Anyway, where was I? I've lost my place. Sure, that Teddy comes out. Where I'm lost my place. So I've got the following rules, and so it goes like this: no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, boxer cannot be saved by the bell in any round, a mandatory 8 count for a knockdown. I'm guessing that if you follow boxing in any way, shape or form, this makes sense. I have no interest in boxing whatsoever, and I'm paying for a fucking wrestling show. Why are you putting on a boxing match on my wrestling show? More importantly, why is the end of a competition to determine a new wrestler being ended in a fucking boxing match? How does that work? Also, the Tough Enough competition isn't on the line like I originally thought. I've always thought that the winner won the Tough Enough. But no, the fans will vote tonight who wins this match. And then we've got till tomorrow night, till midnight tomorrow night, to vote on WWE.com who wins. God damn, I've actually got a page of notes about this match, and 1 paragraph about it. A page of notes about the backstory and 1 paragraph about the actual match. Fuck's sake. Dear me. Al Snow comes out joins us on commentary, tells us his money is on Daniel Puder, which is nice. Oh, there it is. Long comes out to cut a wall through promo, telling us that the people decide who wins tonight. I knew I'd written it somewhere. Punches are the order of the day in this match. Lots of them. If anything, I would say they come out, both of them. I don't know not much about boxing, but I'd say they both come out far too aggressively. Throwing way too many punches in this match, so that they're both fucked by the end of the first round. Hooray! That's good to know, isn't it? Puder gets 1 punch in that looks like it knocks Miz silly. And then the rest of the match is so bad. The second round especially, Miz looks like A, he doesn't know where he is, and B, that he's utterly exhausted. 1 punch that he throws swings and misses wildly like he doesn't know where the fuck he is. Crowd couldn't give a shit, as it's the wrestling pay-per-view. Anyway, we get to decide who wins. Michael Cole, it's done by a cheer. Give us a cheer, give us a cheer. Cole is a moron. We'll talk about this more later on in the show, Cole says that it sounds like a tie. But the win is given to Daniel Puder because the vote is clearly for him. Anyway, Snow talks to both guys and Miz talks bollocks, but Puder cuts a similar promo to the one he started cut earlier on. It's just a stream of words. I make out MMA, gloves, boxing, snap, crackle and pop. The bits in between, I don't know what he's saying. We get to vote who wins. Tough Enough. Puder wins that, hooray. See you at the Royal Rumble, kid. If you know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. In the back, Eddie Guerrero and Booker T talk about the main event, and they have a laugh and a joke about how they can pin each other to make JBL lose his championship. Then they start talking about, hey, we need to get rid of Undertaker, and Taker turns up between them, and Eddie's face, especially when he shit his pants, is funny as fuck. Next, my God, you lucky people, the Basham brothers defeating Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly in a special bonus match. A bonus for whom I'll let you decide. Bashams are now part of JBL's cabinet. They call themselves the Secretaries of Defense. Because I've got written on my notes here. Before this one starts, you think to yourself, please, let Hardcore Holly be the face in peril. Because can you imagine getting a hot tag to Hardcore Holly? But no, Haas is obviously your face in peril to utter silence. That bodes well for the inevitable Hardcore Holly tag, doesn't it? Haas gets owned until he gets a T-bone suplex, and then, check this, I've had to write in capital letters on my notes, the freezing cold tag to Hardcore Holly. Comes out, he cleans house, he does two things of note that are good, right? He does that fucking drop kick that he does so nicely, and he gets a fucking power slam that's really nice. Dawn Marie comes out, and Jackie comes out, chases Dawn Marie to the back, and Charlie Haas is the guest referee between the Dawn Marie and Jackie Gayda match that's later on tonight. He's distracted by his girls, means that Hardcore Holly can be rolled up to get the fucking win for the Bashams. Hardcore Holly is pissed off at Charlie Haas for this, despite it being his fault that he lost. With some crowd noise, this could have been good, and it was a generic paint-by-numbers tag team match, yeah, but there was none. There was no noise for this whatsoever. We get the West Side Story style Royal Rumble ad. It's quite funny. As the Raw and SmackDown rosters are singing at each other, the SmackDown roster looks so depleted compared to the real Raw roster. And then Vince McMahon wakes up. That's not the Rumble I had in mind, Paul. And you're like, that's actually quite funny. John Cena, Paul, can't feel my legs, Paul. Do you like my hair? Let me know in the comments if you like my hair. Because I do like it when it goes blonde, but I don't like it when it's blonde, you know? I like it when it's 2 weeks later and some of my roots have come through a little bit, so it's got blonde highlights instead of just being blonde. John Cena defeated Jesus in a street fight to retain the United States Championship. So Cena regained the United States Championship, the SmackDown after Survivor Series, but then was attacked by Jesus immediately, and now we're having this street fight. Yay! So Cena comes out first, despite being the champion. Boo! We don't like that at all. Jesus gets a big pop when he used a kendo stick, but John Cena, cause he's God, clearly, no-sells the living shit out of it, gets the stick and lays out some beats. Carlito bails, so it's more beats for Jesus, busting him wide open. Cena then chokes with a wire. Then Jesus tries to escape through the crowd. Cena follows, giving more beats as he follows. Beats, 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 sort of beats, you know? Trash can beats, choppy beats. Here comes Carlito, with his arm in his sling. It's fuck you, Carlito, I'm trying to give out an ass whooping here. You go away. Haha, steel road sign beats. Oh, Taz. Oh, Taz. Cole says using the metal road sign. Taz. Steel is metal, isn't it? Says Taz. Digest that one for a second. This is a grown man. Anyway, Cena pumps up the shoes, hits the FU for the win at 7 minutes and 50 seconds, and extended because it was way too long for what it was. Squash match. My God, Jesus comes off like cooking such a job here. You can only imagine that this guy won't be seen again, sort of thing, you know? Yeah, well done. Squashy. God, it was, like I say, Cena came across as Superman. Jesus got one kendo stick shot. That's it. This was, I understand that you're pissed off because he attacked you after your match, but this is taking revenge to strange new heights because, like I say, nothing. And fucking Jesus, to his credit, bled like a bandit. Dawn Marie defeating Jackie Gayda in a rubbish match. Charlie Haas is guest referee. Dawn says that she's been having an affair with Charlie, and Jackie Gayda has got engaged to Charlie. So, of course, they're going to have a match, and Charlie's the guest referee. Because. Bitch slaps, and then terrible wrestling as Taz tries to sing the Armageddon theme, with my cold. The end is near. That's probably better than Taz's. Oh my God, my ears may just stop bleeding because of Taz's. Dawn gets the win with a handful of tights in full view of Charlie. So you start going, okay, what's going on here? Basically, Charlie gets on the mic and says, look, I've had enough of this with you two girls. You're both fucking stupid. Jackie, sleeping with you is like sleeping with a fish. He admits his affair, and he's basically saying that shagging you is terrible. And then turns to Dawn, pulls out the engagement ring that he's got from Jackie, and gets down on one knee and says, I've only got one question for you. Pause. Why are you such a slut? That gets the biggest pop of the night, believe it or not. It's very confusing, and the match was a deserved minus figure because this storyline was fucking god-awful. Oh my God, there hasn't been one yet. Say it loud, say it with me. Some bird wishes the Big Show luck backstage, gives him a kiss and everything. I think it's Joy something from the Diva Search. Anyway, Big Show defeating Kurt Angle, Marc Jindrak, and Luther Reigns in an entertaining handicap match, and it is. The heels have been tormenting the Big Show for many, many weeks now. Remember that Kurt Angle shaved his head and all that. So Show wants a match with all three of them. There we go. Cole gives Jindrak Billy Gunn's old pure athlete line. Still not sure what that means. Jindrak gets owned by Show. Angle wants to go, but is easily shoved down by Show. Reigns gets a few punches in, but also gets some beats, and then Show makes the error of, while he's got Luther Reigns in the ring, he launches Jindrak into the ring as well. So it's two, so they can do the 2-on-1. You're like, well, I didn't see that coming. Quick tags. Double suplex by the big man. Angle is one evil motherfucker and puts a chin lock on. The crowd get behind Show, which is a prize. Jindrak is one evil motherfucker, puts a chin lock on to get the other crowd like, come on, Show! Come on! Oh, fuck it, not interested. I'm going for a piss. Show comes back with headbutts and scoop slams to the big guys. When he tries to choke someone Angle, it's countered. Double clothesline, Becky getting back in control, and then he does a front fucking pancake. And you're like, where did that come from? I don't like that move. You get someone up in the powerbomb position and then drop down so they come down on their face. Just do a powerbomb on them. Weird. Angle slam, but the ankle lock is very quickly countered. Angle tries to bring the ring steps in, but they kick right into his face. And then, in one of those, has he ever done this one since? Big Show wins with an F5 on Marc Jindrak. And you're like, the fuck was that? Don't remember him using it before. Don't remember him using it since. Match was actually quite entertaining. They told a nice little story. Finish came out of nowhere. Crowd enjoyed it as well. They didn't like that finish very much, but yeah, an enjoyable match. I think it's one of those things. You've spent the last hour of this pay-per-view going, for fuck's sake, make it end. We've had -star matches. 2 matches have gone into -stars in this one. Obviously, the boxing one will get -stars because fuck boxing on a pay-per-view. And also, yeah, the women's match go with minus figures. So maybe it's just that this wasn't that bad. So you're feeling a bit generous. Check this out, yeah. Something happens next that is far better than it should be. And it really shouldn't be entertaining, but I find this one laugh out loud entertaining as Smackdown's #1 announcer Funaki interviews the #1 contender to the Cruiserweight Championship, who of course is Funaki. So he essentially introduces himself. And it goes along the lines of, nice t-shirt, Funaki. Oh, thank you very much, Funaki. And go on like that. So, do you think that you can beat Spike Dudley tonight, Funaki? Well, good question, Funaki. Yes, I do think I can beat Spike Dudley tonight, Funaki. And Spike Dudley interrupts, says, this is a joke, yada yada. But then Funaki's got the last laugh because I've got a joke for you. Knock, knock. Who's there? Armageddon. Armageddon who? Armageddon your title tonight, bitch! And runs away. He doesn't say bitch, but he should have done. And that was like, it's probably one of those things you're sat there going, Mark, that sounds awful. Trust me, I was in one of those moods where it's just like, that's fucking gold. So next, fuck's sake, Funaki defeating Spike Dudley in a match that was, again, better than it should have been to win the Cruiserweight Championship. Funaki had won a Battle Royale this past week on SmackDown, surprising himself by the looks of things. Wow, this crowd do not give a fuck. I'll tell you why they don't give a fuck. Think about it, Funaki's been in this company for a long time now, yeah? But most of that time he's been treated like a complete joke, is the truth, isn't it? He's a job guy. You need someone to come out and get their ass whooped. Funaki's your boy. So of course no one thinks he's going to win the match. So there's silence. Anyway, it doesn't help. It doesn't help this one. They tease a high flying move. So Spike's on the outside, yeah, and Funaki's like, come on, yeah. And Michael Cole's like, he's going to go high risk. He bounces off the ropes, goes charging across the ring, and does a baseball slide. Like, no, that's not in the slightest bit higher. Oh, never mind. So. As the match isn't actually that bad, it's back and forth until Funaki he goes for a superplex off the top rope to the outside, and Spike dumps him to the outside, yeah. And from that moment, Spike takes control on the ribs, and someone like me is looking up, watching this, going, well, "That's fucking great!" He does a double stomp, a seated abdominal stretch. Funaki counters a suplex into a crossbody, but Spike goes right back to the guts with a gut buster and a standing abdominal stretch. Funaki escapes and puts Spike in a tree of woe, and then gets the first pop of the match with a low-key style double stomp. He gets a bulldog for 2, then an enziguri, a 2 which hits the arm for another 2. Crossbody on the top gets a decent near fall. Tornado DDT is countered, right? And Spike hits a headbutt to the ribs. Good stuff. And then a horrible, awful, truly terrible, woefully bad sunset flip finishing sequence gets the win. This does not look nice. The crowd, to their credit, popped for the win. And this is a very difficult match to rate because it's one, on the one hand, I did like the storytelling in it. Obviously, Funaki didn't bother selling the ribs once. So it's one of those, okay then. Also, yeah, this is a joke. This is a joke guy winning the championship from Spike Dudley, who's been on quite a roll most of the last 4 or 5 months, so with the Dudley boys by his side and being the boss and all that. And it's just one of those, right, okay, and so now Funaki's the champion. I suppose, I mean, it's the nostalgia pop. I seem to remember watching this live and actually popping for that, so there's something here for it, isn't it? But at the same time, it's like, and people want the Cruiserweight title back. It was never taken seriously, for fuck's sake. Next. In the back, JBL's cabinet are sad because they know, all of them, Basham brothers, that Joy Bird, Orlando Jordan, they all know JBL is losing the championship tonight because he's got 3 babyface fucking challengers. The cabinet are barred from ringside in the main event. They're barred from interfering in the match in general, to be honest. If any of them interfere, Bradshaw was stripped of the belt immediately. How's that one sound? So, yeah. In our main event, oh, Christ alive, JBL defeats The Undertaker, Booker T, and Eddie Guerrero in a fatal 4-way match to retain the WWE Championship. So, obviously JBL's out first because he's the champion. Oh, dear me. Nice storytelling at the start as Bradshaw gets punched around like the proverbial pinball. I'm going to have to go through this. No, phone, no. Don't be playing the Joe Hendry theme music now. Sorry, my text alert for a friend of mine is the Joe Hendry theme. No, phone. I'm going to have to go through this one because a lot happens in the 25 minutes that this main event lasts. Booker and Eddie team up to get rid of Taker and then work on Bradshaw. Bradshaw is able to roll up Booker, but Eddie breaks the cover and Taker gets 2 off a sidewalk slam on JBL. Taker DDT's Booker, but JBL breaks the cover and tries a pin on Booker himself. We brawl around ringside until Taker takes control and Eddie in the ring. Then Booker T and Bradshaw go. Nothing really of note other than the lack of crowd noise. Taker gets a spine buster on Booker, then old school, then a flatline which gets 2 as Eddie breaks it up. JBL chokes out with a wrist tape, then locks on a chin lock because he's an evil champion. Eddie gets the ladder out, waking the crowd up, but Booker hits 3 super kicks, 1 for each opponent, then hits an axe kick for a good near fall on Eddie. And the crowd, believed in that one. So, it really was a good near fall. Oh dear. Super kick for Undertaker, but a truly rubbish powerbomb on the announce table by JBL doesn't break the table. So JBL has to get a chair. Booker T's like lying on the announce table, but JBL has to get a chair and basically do a flying elbow drop off the chair through the table just to make sure the table breaks. In one of those, right, look, if you're going to do a powerbomb, this is how you do it, says Undertaker. Hits the last ride on JBL through the Spanish announce table. That's decent. Chokeslam for Eddie in the ring. Taker wants the last ride, but Eddie has the title belt and clocks the dead man. Frog splash, and then another one gets 2. Get that, yeah? Dead man can take a belt shot on 2 of Eddie's finishing moves. No, that's only getting 2. Fuck that. Taker sits up, place goes nuts, but Eddie goes low, gets a ladder out and uses it right to the head of Taker. I'm expecting blood, and there isn't any. He sets up the ladder, hits a frog splash off it, cover, and he gets 2 as JBL pulls the ref out. I suppose that's alright. Look, 2 frog splashes didn't get the job done for me, so I'm going to do this frog splash off this ladder. This will get the win, and this time JBL has to make the save. So I suppose that's decent. Another ladder shot for Taker, 3 amigos for JBL, axe kick by JBL, cover is broken by Taker, who's hit snake eyes, a big boot, and a leg drop on Eddie. Choke slams for everyone, but he goes to tombstone JBL, and out comes fucking Heidenreich! He punches Taker, because that's what he does. Then hits the black hole slam. Because that's all he's got, isn't it? It's all he's got! Bradshaw gets 2 off covers on Booker and Eddie. Excuse me, I'm speaking way too fast. But then a clothesline for Hell is missed by the cameras. We only know it's clothesline for Hell because Taz says so. That's on Booker. Gat gets the win. 25 minutes, 36 seconds. Way too long. 15 minutes tops would have been alright here. Could have taken the first 10 minutes off this match comfortably. Overlooks to hell. Seriously, weapons and tables and outside interference and all that jazz. The only thing missing, I think, was blood. JBL seems to bleed a lot. Why didn't he bleed in this one? Very strange. Now, the problem with this one, of course, the main problem with this one is that as soon as the groan goes around the crowd, because you soon realise that, oh, for fuck's sake, if he wasn't losing it here, he's losing it at Mania, isn't he? And you're like, for fuck's sake, I've got another 3 months of this shit. There's this little voice in the back of my head going, hey, dude, cage match No Way Out, barbed wire. The opening contest was decent. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't, anything higher than 2.5 stars. The next hour after that, because the thing about that opener gave you hope. Because I was dreading doing this show. My mate Danny Ace was telling me a couple of weeks ago, look, this show is bollocks. So you start the show off and that opening contest makes you go, oh, maybe it's wrong. Maybe it's not bollocks. But the next hour after that, Sandra and Kurt Angle is entertaining for what it is. But then a boxing match, tag match, street fight, women's match, all rubbish of the highest order, right? The 3 top matches, they're 2 stars, 1.5 stars, 2 stars. So it's not a very good, raise back up to form, is it? I'm going to be nice, I'm going to go 2 out of 10. This is it's one of those, the top 3 matches raise it up a bit, but it's not raising it up like I would recommend this show. Do not watch this show. Believe it or not, let's just do a little recap of 2004. And it's not fair to talk about TNA. They've only had the 2 shows. But believe it or not, just going off the overall ratings that I've given the pay-per-views in 2004, it was better than 2003. I thought that when I started this season 5, I thought... excuse me. I thought this year is better. If nothing else, Triple H puts a lot more effort in, yada, yada, yada. Let me tell you something, right? It's 4.8 is the average rating. It would have been 5 if it wasn't for this pay-per-view, believe it or not. And I also think it would have been a higher rating because a lot of the shows from 2004, I gave a 6.5, 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. But there's 3 shows that really fuck up the overall match rate, the overall year rating, and they are Judgment Day, Great American Bash, and Taboo Tuesday. So 2 from Smackdown, 1 for Raw. Those 3 shows are all god awful. So very, very bad. Let me tell you something. At this point in December 2004, both Benoit and Guerrero's title reigns seem so long ago. So long ago. And Benoit's only ended in August. But like I say, feels like a lifetime ago at this point. 7 matches are 4 stars or better from me, which is the same amount. I actually rated 4 stars or above in 2003 as well. Of course, 2005 is going to be interesting. We've got the new contender in TNA. 1 rubbish show, 1 so-so show. I've heard good things about Final Resolution. I'll be reviewing that next month, of course. So 2004. So, it's an average. It's a 4.8. Let's call that a 5 out of 10, isn't it, for the year? 4.2 for 2003. It's fucking 7.5 for 2000. If you're wondering out of as a comparison. So yeah, this series will continue into season 6, and you'll get 3 episodes in January 2015. I hope you enjoy it because it's going to be New Year's resolution first. Final resolution from TNA, and of course the Royal Rumble as well. So there's 3 episodes for you to look forward to. I hope you've enjoyed this season. I've enjoyed it immensely. Thank you so much to everyone who's watched it. I have been Mark P. This has been 10 years ago. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Leave me a lovely comment. If nothing else, say, I like your hair or your hair is shit. I've been Mark P. Like I say, take it easy, guys.